Hello everyone, so this is a little run through of the knives that are going up for sale this weekend on my website. So these knives will go up for sale on Saturday the 25th of July at 7 p.m. Irish time. There's 14 listings altogether. There's chef knives, there's bullets, which is a petty style knife, a smaller chef knife, and there is a matching pair, which is not too common from me, and a couple of paring knives. So lovely little batch of knives coming up for sale this weekend. So without further ado, let's go through a few of them. This one is possibly my favorite from the batch. It's a desert ironwood K-tip chef knife. So a full 8-inch 205mm chef knife. The heel height is about 62mm on this, which is lovely knuckle clearance there. No issues, no with bumping the cutting board with your knuckles, which is terribly annoying. So we try and stay away from that. The wood is from Arizona in the US, and yeah, it's one of my favorite woods. It really is beautiful, high-end material, the desert ironwood. It grows in a very sort of inhospitable climate, desert ironwood, very dry, as you can imagine. Arizona, very hot, very dry, hard to exist. So it produces this extremely hard, beautifully figured, prized timber, desert ironwood. So that's the first one. The second one is, I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up. There you go. A lovely electric blue infused carbon, shredded carbon fiber. This handle is really lovely. I'm sure you'll agree. It's like royal blue, electric blue pigment in there with the shredded carbon fiber. So really lovely. Yeah, these are all a 3mm thick spine. So there's a feeling of substance to them. Do you know, they're not going to float away on you, but at the same time, they're not heavy and cumbersome. Do you know, the sort of geometry of these knives is where it is for a reason. It's something that's been sort of tried and tested by me over the years, and this is where I finally settled on. You know, tried different thicknesses of steels, different designs, different this, different that, and eventually you hit a spot where you think that's actually on the money now, and that's what they are. 3mm stock feels great in the hand, and yeah, I love it. The third one is a lovely double dyed piece of mango. So you have that kind of turquoise color in the back, running up to a golden color in the front, with a lovely blended period in the middle, which transitions between the two colors. So yeah, a really handsome knife, stabilized and double dyed. Lovely. So that's the K-tips. The K-tips, as you will notice, have got quite a flat belly section. So traditionally, they're more sort of Asian inspired, Japanese style. People would push cut sort of like that, as opposed to rock chop. You can do whatever you want. I'm only just talking here. And then this one I'm going to show you now is a European style chef knife, far more popular for people who rock chop sort of like that, you know. This one is a double dyed piece of poplar, running from purple in the back to a royal blue in the front. I paired that with a white liner just to give it an extra little bit of contrast and pop. And yeah, often reach for a chef knife. And there's the two knives side by side. You have the flatter belly of the K-tip, and then the more curved belly of the European style chef knife. So that's the chef knives. There's 4 of those. There's 6 bullets. So the bullet is a nickname I came up with for this medium-sized chef knife. People call it a petty. Petty from the French word petite. So it is obviously petite. It's a shorter chef knife. Very popular with people who find the full-size chef knife to be a little bit big for them, maybe. They find it a little bit cumbersome. They find it a little bit intimidating, maybe, which is fine. You know, we want people to be comfortable doing what they're doing, especially operating, using something that's very sharp. You know, you don't want to be out of your comfort zone too much there. This first one is an Irish timber, a piece of spalted beech. So nice to keep things Irish where you can. This is stabilized and it takes a lovely polish. Spalted beech always takes a nice polish. You can see there the one black line through it, caused by, I suppose, the beginnings of decomposition in the forest, or a fallen tree, and the activity that starts to go on inside that tree. But it's obviously arrested by drying it and stabilizing it and treating it the way that we have. And now it's perfect. It's going to last. So yeah. The second one then is a lovely rippled piece of blue ash, obviously dyed blue. This is not a naturally occurring variant of the ash tree. It's been dyed that lovely bright colour by a lad in Italy who consistently turns up and does a great job with drying, dyeing and stabilising these timbers that I buy from. So a big shout out to Elia from Italy. Great lad. This one I featured a few weeks ago actually on my Instagram because it's a little bit different. As you can see there, the handle is very brick-like, and the name of it, if you can see it there, another brick in the wall. This was made by a friend of mine who has 3D printed the handles with a carbon fibre infused thing, and then resined it. So there you go. Another brick in the wall is a lovely testament and tribute to Pink Floyd. Super band. What can I say? They speak for themselves. A lovely double dyed piece of poplar again. This one running from blue at the back up to purple at the front, slightly different from the previous one. Again, pair with the white liner because I think that works nicely on that combination. You just get that little bit more contrast than if I'd used a black liner, in my opinion. But you know, that's part of the making process, is choosing how to use your materials and how to optimize things so you're going to push the most pop out of your material. You know, it's a shame to use a material and then just because of one choice that you made, it doesn't quite ring. You know, that's frustrating. It does happen. Here's another little petty with a lovely red rippled handle. It's almost a little bit like, puts me in mind of like a lava flow or a seabed. There you go. The pigment used, it's obviously dominated by that red color, you know, but the pigment that he's used, the metallic pigment is more of a blue. So as you look at it, that chatoyant effect is caused by almost a flip paint pigment, which is dominated by blue. Lovely handle, takes a lovely polish, completely waterproof, very different. Everything that you want from a knife handle. A real classy combination, and something that I'm making repeatedly, is this combination of Australian Gidgee with a white liner. I just think that really is a classy look. It works well, takes a lovely polish, very enjoyable timber to use too, all the way from Australia. So similar enough climate, I would imagine, between where this timber is sourced to the desert ironwood. You know, they're both growing in fairly inhospitable, dry climates, and it manifests itself in a very hard wood. So yeah, it's perfect for knife making, perfect for knife handles. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, here is a matching pair of knives. So the bullet that I've been showing is this one, like a medium-sized chef knife, about 6 inches, with a little bit of knuckle clearance for people too. This is a grey, I'm not showing this off well at all. A grey mango paired with a jade liner. That's a bit better. There you go. All ham-fisted, terrible. And the pairing knife to match then is again the grey mango with the jade. So a lovely little matching set there. Something that would be more of a chef knife, and then something smaller for, you know, top and tailing vegetables, opening, packaging, peeling, paring, fruit, you name it. Everything that little paring knife is invaluable for. Yeah, super job. And then we've got 3 paring knives to finish. This one is a lovely piece of walnut. Walnut is prized for its figure, but also its longevity. So you quite often see walnut featured on like shotgun stocks, things like that. It's obviously something where people appreciate beauty, but they also want it to hold up, much like our kitchen, you know. Very similar sort of application there, where you want something that's going to look good and you're going to enjoy using it. It's pretty, but it's also going to hold up. Shotgun stocks haven't been stabilized. This has, so it's even a touch better, you know, when it comes to the lifespan of it. It should last many a year. Another great paring knife, paired with a nice little lean liner there. I use different thickness liners on different knives. So a big knife now, I'd use a 3mm liner. On a smaller knife, I'd use 2mm liners. Why would you do that? Well, I'll tell you. The reason I do that is because I want the wood to dominate the handle, you know. The wood is the really high-end quality product. So let's push as much figure and character out of that as we can, while still having that little bit of contrast with the liner is nice too. And then finally then we have Gidgee over a lean black liner paring knife. That's the last one of the batch, the 14th listing, and yeah, a really beautiful timber. As you can see, the grain is actually running this way, but the figure is running perpendicular to it, caused by great stresses in the tree, which sort of, you know, the grain, if you'd imagine the grain's running this way, but the pressure is crinkling it. So it's provided so much pressure in that tree that yeah, it's crumpled the grain, and it brings out that lovely chatoyan figure that Gidgee has a lot of. So that's it, 14 listings. They're going for sale on Saturday, the 25th of July at 7 p.m. And yeah, really happy with how this batch came out together. A nice balanced batch with, you know, large, medium and small. Also a little matching pair thrown in there, which is for fun. And yeah, they might suit somebody perfectly who's just looking for that little twosome there for their kitchen, where it's like, that's for the big jobs, that's for the small jobs, I'm sorted. Lovely, that's for you, lovely. So that's the story. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video if you can. Even if you want to share it, that would be massively appreciated, because this YouTube channel is, as you know, just barely getting off the ground. Early days, and the more eyes I can get on it, the better, of course. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, I started this YouTube channel just so that I could be a little bit more long form and show a little bit more insight into the making. It's been busy this summer, so I still have plans to do different types of videos, and I will get there, I'm sure. But for now, it's run-throughs of knives while I sort of get my confidence up and start to actually suss out the whole game. But yeah, I'd appreciate your support if you can, in any way, shape or form. That would be super. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. The knives go up for sale on Saturday. Be there, 7 p.m, 25th of July.